Okay, so we have everything except for the fan in the car. Had to fight and argue with that temperature sensor in the upper radiator hose. That oil ring was shot on that thing, on the little sensor, not the hose. Had to go find the parts and found another used one that was the same, about the same shape. I knew I had a new one somewhere, so I found that, got that put in, that stopped that leak. So the car's running for about 5 minutes. Now we don't have the fan on it, electric fan on it, so we can't let it run too long. But everything's running really good. Got some leaves and crap on the floor there. And I think we finally got that damn sensor stopped. You can see here, this one that came out of it, looks like it has the aftermarket ring on it. But I don't think it did, because it says BMW on the sensor. This one I had, that ring is too flat, it's too wobbly. I didn't even try to start it with that. So I found I did have a brand new one. So we stuck that in there. And this thing's debatable if we need to do hoses or what. I still got that wire holding up that stuff right there. Better leave that on until we put the fan on. Secondary air pump, the valves, they're just open for right now. I've been looking, trying to find, get it away from this damn thing, it's so loud. So I've been trying to find the block-off plates for that, and apparently those don't exist. Some companies made a few of them, and that was it. I did check, compared to the M54 valves, they're totally different. These are more elongated and skinnier. Usually that's not a problem. We have a machine shop right up the road from us. He could whip those out. He has a CNC machine, no problem at all. I don't know if they're even working right now. So we got to look at that. This microphone and this wind may not be coincide with each other. I need to run up there and talk to him and to see what the situation is. So yeah, we unplugged the secondary air pump for right now. That'll throw a check engine light temporarily. Now we are able to get the tune for that, and also hopefully the tune for the mass airflow sensor delete and the intake plenum delete. That's gonna be the final game. Right now I think this thing's kind of ready to go though, as far as engine wise. We still need to put the air boxes back in it, and the fan, like I said, not really too much. And I'm gonna start working on the suspension here just a little bit and try to get all that stuff tidied up. I think we have a real chance the next day or two of actually driving this thing. You can tell right now, everything sounds really good. The belts are a little squeaky because they had a little bit of antifreeze on them. You know, we didn't put new belts on, even though they were new. We're not leaking anything. Any kind of drips under that was already there. Had the pan there to catch the little bit of coolant that came out when I pulled the sensor. So everything's looking pretty good. We'll give her a little, oh geez. Little rev, it was like $2 grand. We still got check engine light on for the mass airflow sensor stuff. Brake pad lights on, but that's all about to go away. I mean, it really is coming together pretty quick. So what did I do with those pulleys? Well, they sent me the wrong part. I had a pulley here, it was good, but the little backer piece that's on these, what the hell I even did with it? There's so much crap around here. It's not even funny. Anyhow, the hell with it. There was a little metal piece in the back of the pulley. Like, my pulley was good, but the metal piece had a little nipple on it, and that was broken off. So after a little messing around with it, I figured you could just take the metal backing off the pulley. So I put the metal backing that was on the car onto the new pulley. We're good. Now, those tensioner pulleys, those two tensioners, they weren't bad. They're about halfway through their life. I wanted to replace those because this car revs so high, I didn't want to fling them off. We'll probably go back in and do all that, like the whole set of pulleys all in one go. That way it's done. The belts are new. This car does have an aftermarket crank pulley on it, a smaller aluminum pulley. I hope what that's not going to do is make it impossible to find belts for it in the future. Usually that's what those do. It looks a lot smaller. It's like shiny aluminum, and I don't think that's factory at all. So other than that, I'm pretty happy. We did that insanely complex and expensive job, and it seems like we came out of it okay in the end. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about, a lot of you guys are commenting on there, you're not using a 10W60 anymore. Now, I've heard in the past guys using 5W50. 5W50 is actually more difficult to find than 10W60, and that's saying something. A lot of you guys are saying in the comments you're using 10W40, or even some of you 5W40. I don't know. That would, in theory, make things flow a lot better in this engine from cold start. That would probably fix the bearing problem. I don't know at a hot temperature if a thinner oil is a good thing, because you're going to have less protection when it's hot and more protection when it's cold with thinner oil. Another thing too, these cars use oil like nobody's freaking business, right? Like insane amounts of oil. A lot of you guys saying 500 to 1,000 miles to use a quart. Now, if you go from 10W60 and go down to 10W40, how much is going to use then? I don't know. That's all things you have to look at. Or is 10W40 or 5W40 even with the additive the way to go? Everybody has opinions. I don't think anybody really knows, but if we're looking at a normal weight oil you could buy anywhere for a regular price versus this custom oil that you can't buy anywhere except for on Amazon sometimes, and it's over $100 for an oil change. Not that I'm be driving that car that much to change the oil all the time, but it seems like it makes sense, especially when you got to add to it down the road. So I don't know. Let me know what you think on that one. You guys, we have a visitor. It's the neighbor's cat. He comes by and checks the place out. It's the first time he's ever been inside the building. What do you think, kitty? What the hell? What are you doing? I pet you? Don't scratch me. Don't scratch me. Yeah, look at you. So what do you think? You like it? You moving in, huh? I'm pretty sure his name's Willie. Isn't that right, Willie? Yep. You got scratches on your face, man. Been fighting? Been fighting with other kitties? Huh? You getting beat up? Look at you. Oh, buddy, I don't want to see those. I don't want to see your Cheerios. Give him some barbecue chicken. Kitty, you're making a mess. Yeah, so, I don't know. You always got to feed the neighbors' animals. They take good care of them, I think. It's just about once a week, he'll just come strolling on through. So I think it's more of an outside cat than anything. But I don't know. So let's get on these back struts, I guess. So here's the last and final thing. Everybody's saying how fat I look in the video. And I look back at the video and I look like a freaking blimp. So I got on the scale and I weigh the same as I weighed for the past year. And it was like, what the hell? And I got thinking, I bet it's that damn 10x18 lens, that fisheye lens. So this is the GoPro. Do I look as fat now? I don't know. All right, just a quick update. Before I close this video out, this side is done. We have the strut all done on there. We have the new upper control arm on. We checked all the connections on the ABS wire there. It's kind of crusty, but it's all right. And then we got to put the Brembos on this thing yet. And we'll put the wheels back on. Like I said before, we put the wheels back on. We'll take them over to the hose and we'll clean the insides of them. Get all that nasty freaking brake dust off these things. Good night, those are heavy. Look at that. We'll clean all that up, get all that off of there because our new brake pads are ceramics and they're not going to do that. And I don't want to look at that crap every time I clean the wheels, so we'll get it all done in one go. So that's going to be it for today's video, I guess. Well, today's and yesterday's video both. It was over the span of 2 days. We'll keep poking along on this thing. I'll do the other side of the back tonight. It was a real pain in the ass, like really bad putting the strut back in. The front should be way easier. We'll put the new control arms on the front. We'll center out the rear on the camber like we always do, so it don't run the tires in 5,000 miles. That's what it will do. We don't do that. And we'll also check it with a string line. We let it down, make sure everything seems lined up, because we don't know anything about this car at all. So we're just going in blind. Once we do that and all the wheels are back on, we'll just drop the fan in. We can take it for a spin. Now, what I might go ahead and do, I don't know what time they close or if they're even open, is pull off that secondary air valve and take that to the machine shop and see if it can't make me something for that. Because before I put the air boxes back in, all that crap back in, I need to delete those. But we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.